Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. It was an evening of community pride and celebration during the second annual Maple Creek Business Awards of Excellence. February 27th will be a night to remember for Great Plains College Welding students in Swift Current, as their creative efforts will be on the auction block during the annual Acklands-Grainger Carhartts Caviar showcase and auction. Despite community donations, grants, and fees collected from adoptions, the Swift Current SPCA is in a financial bind. Thanks for joining us here today. Maple Creek businesses were in the spotlight during the annual Business Awards Excellence Evening. We have more in today's top story. It was an evening of community pride and celebration during the second annual Maple Creek Business Awards of Excellence. The evening showcase was held at the historic CM Glasscock building, honoring nominees in 6 award categories. And the winners included the Commercial Hotel for Business of the Year and Heritage Conservation Excellence, Ghost Town Blues Bed and Breakfast for Tourism, Sarcan Maple Creek for Communities in Bloom Excellence, Cypress Credit Union for Community Spirit Excellence, and Elf's Car Service in the area of Customer Service Excellence. An evening to remember for all of the award winners, and for some, leaving them speechless.
It's like all our hard work and those sweat, blood together. Like you feel that it's really acknowledged by the people of Maple Creek. Yeah, it's like they appreciate what we're doing.
A great evening of celebrating the accomplishments of local entrepreneurs, while further instilling why Maple Creek is such a great place to live and do business in.
I guess I have a lot of pride in that a lot of the community businesses and the people actually appreciate the work we put into making the spirit come alive and being a part of the events. It's quite exciting.
Wonderful. It's nice to see that what we've done has been spread around and that other people are aware of it, and we wouldn't have been able to get it if it wasn't for the town's support behind us. So it was an honor, actually.
And with a positive local economy and more growth on the horizon, Mayor Rudd says the town of Maple Creek continues to be a great place to live, visit, and do business, all in the heart of the Cypress Hills destination area.
You know, there's people constructing the new hospital, and they're going to be here for a little while yet, and then plus with the XL pipeline coming through, that'll be a big burst, through our community and the region, in between here and the town of Shaunavon. But it's great for the Southwest. I mean, it's going to support and put money into these rural businesses.
For the past 2 years, the Business Awards of Excellence has been hosted by the Maple Creek Main Street Program and the Maple Creek Chamber of Commerce. Great Plains College Welding students in Swift Current are getting ready to show off their artistic side at an upcoming auction later this month. February 27th will be a night to remember for Great Plains College Welding students in Swift Current, as their creative efforts will be on the auction block during the annual Acklands-Grainger Carhartts Caviar showcase and auction. The inaugural event last year raised over $10,000, and instructor Jared McKenzie and his students are hoping to raise the bar this year with an array of items up for auction, while spotlighting the pre-employment welding program with an artistic twist.
Yeah, it's been a real busy year this year. We've always tried to come up with original one-of-a-kind pieces, which is sometimes takes longer than the actual fabrication of them. But it's been good this year. The students have been enjoying it, having some fun, and we hope the public and everybody appreciates the pieces this year as much as we do.
The 8 items up for auction surround the theme of the city's Centennial and will pique the interest of an array of patrons that evening. with all funds raised from the auction once again going towards the GPC pre-employment welding program at the Swift Current campus.
Well, like last year, it'll be targeted towards scholarships and equipment. The class and Jarrett, along with our partner that we've recently got on board, the Swift Current Robotics Club, have their eye on a plasma cutting CNC machine that could really help to enhance the learning experience. So hopefully with enough support for the event, tickets sold, and dollars put towards those items at the night, we'll be able to raise that and buy it so that our students as well as the local youth and the Swift Current Robotics Club can use that.
Tickets are limited for this one-of-a-kind fundraiser for Great Plains College and are available from Acklands-Grainger or the GPC campus in Swift Current. Southwest TV News is a proud media sponsor of the Acklands-Grainger Carhartts and Caviar Showcase and Auction.
It will help, as the Premier said, with the short-term issues around the stimulus, but it's got a clear eye on the future, something for the long-term economic health of this region.
Thousands showed up early to save themselves a good seat for the first ever royal visit in Swift Current. Many survived the heat in the hopes of getting a glimpse or an opportunity to talk to the couple.
Village doesn't just consist of a farmhouse. A church and blacksmith shops are also part of it. In fact, school will be in during Frontier Days, as the classroom will be the site of spelling bees.
A number of people turned out to see the 1940 Dodge fire truck presented to the Swift Current Fire Department. The father and son team of Chris and Neil Puckett completely restored the vehicle and presented it this afternoon.
It is a typical Swift Current morning. The sun is rising in the east. The birds are chirping, greeting the moor. And the Via Transcontinental passenger train is nowhere in sight. The train should have rolled into town 45 minutes ago, but it really doesn't matter. There isn't anyone in the Via waiting room. No one is getting on the train in Swift Current this morning.
Halfway through the first season, on their way to a game in Regina, the Broncos bus skidded off the road and overturned in the ditch only 5 miles outside of Swift Current. In the accident, the Broncos lost 4 players.
We always had that tragic loss back in our minds, so it was pretty tough for the first while, but after a while, we got pretty used to playing again, and we just came out and worked hard.
The Broncos had won, and it was into the final game. The championship final was a very exciting contest, with the teams tied at 3 after regulation time. Into sudden death overtime, the teams went. There was a possibility of scoring at both ends of the rink, but then it all came down to this.
It's a tremendous feeling for me. It's probably one of the last games I was going to play in a Swift Current Bronco uniform, and the things that I went through in 3 years, everything was just going through my mind, and it was just a great feeling knowing that I can finish my junior career with the Swift Current Broncos in that style.
The Broncos had won the biggest honor in Canadian junior hockey, the Memorial Cup, and it was going to Swift Current, a place where on Saturday, May 13th, 1989, dreams became reality for those who just 3.5 years previous never even had a team.
The Swift Current SPCA is reaching out to the public and asking for your support in their $14 for 2014 campaign. The Swift Current SPCA provides a worthwhile service year-round for these furry friends while they await their forever home. And as a non-kill shelter, it takes pride in matching dogs and cats with a new family. Despite community donations, grants, and fees collected from adoptions, the Swift Current SPCA is in a financial bind.
It's our expenses that have risen. It's the utility costs, the payroll, the veterinary costs, those sort of things. We appreciate every donation, monetary or otherwise, but at the moment it's the money we need to pay those kind of expenses. Of course, if people wish to donate goods as well, we always appreciate that, but I would ask people to check with the shelter as to what the current need is. The last thing we want is a glut of one thing and a shortage of another.
The SPCA is now reaching out to all animal lovers and the community in general through their $14 for 2014 campaign, with a goal of raising $50,000. Residents will be receiving a letter in the mail outlining the campaign in the coming days. And if you're still unsure of where your donation will be used, Parson extends this invitation.
I think a lot of people in the Swift Current area are not fully aware of what we do here, and I would urge them to come out and visit. Check us out on the website, come here, have a chat to the staff. You never know, you might find your next forever buddy.
Anyone interested in making a donation to the SPCA's $14 for 2014 campaign can do so by dropping by the shelter, the SPCA bookstore, or by going online to their Facebook or website pages. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocatv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.